Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you are. Welcome to another episode of The Other Side with Fariha and Talat. Our topic today is very, very interesting. And it took me back years, Fariha. It took me back to the 1970s. I remember in दिनों में तो, जिस तरह बच्चों के पास अभी सोशल मीडिया वगैरह है, कितने चैनल्स हैं, we had nothing like that. We had normal TV, and then we climb trees and ride bikes, for entertainment. But once a month, and I remember this, we would have the treat of going for an afternoon show to either Palace Cinema or Rex Cinema. And it used to be an Urdu film, I remember. And we used to be so excited because it was the entire experience of going for this movie, having a Coke and a chicken roll with barely any chicken in it. And those were such amazing days. And Pakistani cinema, as I remember it as a child, was just incredible at that time. When I was researching for our show, for this show, Fariha, you'd be shocked that, in the early 1970s, Pakistan was the fourth largest producer of feature films in the world. Can you believe that? I was shocked when I read that.
I did not know that.
Yes, and since 1948, we've produced 10,000 full-length feature Urdu films, about 8,000 Punjabi films, about 6,000 Pashto films, and about 2,000 Sindhi films. If you look at cinema really over the years, they say from 1929 to 1946 for Pakistan, we call it the silent era. When there used to be a lot of the silent movies, those purani black and whites. The real golden era, and this is the time when you and I were growing up and we saw these, it was from 1959 to about 1977. Then there was a decline from 77 to about 2000. So for a long time, for 20 plus years, there was a huge decline. There was a complete collapse from about 1990 to 2002. And then now there's been like a new wave from 2011. Pakistani cinema is coming back. There's a new wave. There are films being made. And so it's amazing to see, that things are looking back up. So I'm really excited about this.
So it is, Talat. And so for the show, you're right. And it was one I thought of you because, you've done dramas, you've done your acting. And what I was thinking? I said, okay, so today, if anybody wants to have a career in performing art and film directing, where do you go? So luckily, there are some universities. So there is NCA, National College of Arts, there's Zabas, there is Beacon House National University, there is Muhammad Ali Jinnah University, Ikra University, and quite a few. And then I noticed also, and then of course, National, NAPA, National Academy of Performing Arts.
Okay, where? Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, and PTV also has an academy. And I was thinking of, as you were reflecting on cinema days, I was reflecting on PTV days. And I thought we produce such good dramas. And I know, Talat, your drama, even on our show, you see people complimenting you and Hasina Moeen, that drama, Ahat. So we've done such great work. And I think now the whole revival is very encouraging. Just very briefly, I also read a little bit about, okay, what are the competencies and skills? So, that HR skill, wo hamesha wo hat on rehta hai. So I said, what does it take? And we're going to ask our guest also to be successful. So as a director, the technical skills ki main baat nahi karungi because we all know, and with softwares and latest technology, I mean, of course it's there. But yes. I was also thinking about the soft skills, which was a bit of a new knowledge for me. Teamwork, being able to work individually, visionary, storytelling, all of that, decisiveness, organization. And of course, I was thinking, of course, you need all of that. And the most important, being able to take criticism effectively, because you see, you produce anything and then people will not like it.
Yes.
I also thought about acting, Talat, and I know that's your domain, and please add on to the list, because some of the things I read, this was sort of Columbia University drama school. I thought, okay, what does it require? So confidence, ability to work with others, ability to take sort of direction, because if you're too fixated and you're not flexible, you can't do acting. And then also resilience. So tell me, what would you add to the list?
What would I add to the list? I would definitely add, I think, timekeeping, planning, organizing skills, and timekeeping. I think that's really important, you know. And I know बड़े बड़े स्टार्स के बड़े नखरे होते हैं, you know, छोटे छोटे स्टार्स सेट पे आ जाते हैं, वो कहते हैं हम आराम से आएंगे when we're ready. But you know what? That's a very old way of thinking, and that kind of era doesn't exist anymore. Okay,
it doesn't exist anymore.
It's like, yeah, wherever you are, whatever you know, that you're appreciated, and you know, directors will give you more films and give you more work on TV or on screen if you are humble and modest, and you're able to be professional. And professional means turning up on time, giving your best, and really working hard. So yeah, that's what I would add.
Yeah. Another thing, I was thinking, whether you're a director, producer, or an actor, I mean, anything which is related to performing art, I think stamina and health, because there's so much of stress and pressure. I mean, we talk about stress and pressure in the corporate world, but frankly, we can pass it on, you know, to our boss and say, कि भाई ये company का strategy boss पसंद नहीं है. But when you're involved in a project like this, and please tell me, because I know when you were working, were you also working full-time and acting at the same time?
Yes.
And how was that experience, Talat?
This was, again, we're going back to, 1991, yeah? So we're talking about 1991, 92, that's the kind of era. It was such a different time, Fariha. I mean, I remember for each, when 6 episodes, 6 episodes were aired, I was paid 500 rupees per episode. Okay, it would barely cover my petrol bill from my house, which was in Clifton, to the TV station. You know where the TV station, everybody knows.
Hyderabad ke paas.
Hyderabad ke paas, theek hai na? So number one, so there was no money in it really. So there's no way anybody could really make it into a full profession. Abhi you can, because there's sponsorship, there's money, there's a lot of, it's changed completely. So number one, there was really no money in it. So clearly I had to work full time. It was very, very grueling, because I mean, you know, we'd be working till sometimes, you know, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, because, you know, we were just trying to get it absolutely right. You rightly said Hasina Moeen, you know, God bless her soul. I was so sad when she passed away, but she wrote just the most amazing dramas, the most amazing plays. This was written by her, and obviously the director, you know, nobody needs to introduce Saira Kazmi. She was an amazing director. और वो बहुत ही hard driving director थी. You know, she wanted it, she was a perfectionist, and so she said, no, come again, and you've got to keep doing it again and bring that same freshness, because you know, the same lines again and again, after a while they start to get so dry that you come across as just somebody who's doing this, you know, like a computer. But it was really, really important that, you know, you took a break and came back with freshness, and you still look like, you know, you were saying it for the first time. So
a lot of hard work.
A lot of hard work, but loved it. It was something that I really enjoyed. You know, it was an experience and a half. You know, I learned so much from it. So yeah, really enjoyed that time.
And so who do we have on our show?
Yes, who do we introduce? A very special guest.
Yes, Kashan Admani, and he's a very established music producer and director, and now a filmmaker, Carma. I think it's amazing, and would love to hear from him. How did he enter? Because this is an unconventional career. Pakistan with a chartered accountant, engineer, MBA kar le, multinational join kar le. So why this?
Absolutely. And yes, you're absolutely right. He's been a more of a music producer for many, many years. In fact, there's a beautiful song of his that I love called Man Ki Lagan. I don't know if you've heard it, but it's a beautiful song.
I've heard it. It's a beautiful song. Yes.
Beautiful, produced by him. He produced some amazing music, but I think this is his first foray in film production. And so the name of our show also is Carma, because everybody is so excited about this film that I believe is coming next year. 2022 is going.
Yes, in December. And just on Kashan, I think he composed his first song when he was in grade 4. So, you know, again, very talented, and in a society, as you're saying, particularly those growing up in their 80s, right? So the environment wasn't exactly conducive for creative arts or talent.
No.
So, and also I was thinking, again, would like to explore COVID hai abhi, the movie aapne puri direct ki hai. So it's amazing to keep it going, but you know, a lot of people would shelf these ideas.
Yes, absolutely. That would be really interesting to hear from him how he managed with all that challenge, right?
Huh.
Not easy, because I'm sure people must have gotten ill, would have
Huh.
had to quarantine, and somebody,
Huh.
is somebody, a very important part of the show, either in the front or in the back end, is ill. Things kind of stop or restart. So I think we can get a lot of that from him. So really excited about our show today, Fariha.
Yes.
So stay tuned, everybody, for Kashan Atmani and our show On the Other Side with Fariha and Talat.